What's up, everybody? Welcome to Business Bites. I am Billy Anderson, and I am the founder of the Level Up Group, your host of Business Bites. And this is going to be your podcast for everything restaurant and food marketing. So whether you're a restaurant, catering business, a direct-to-consumer food product, we're going to give you the insights to growing your business and having success in this industry. So we're going to be featuring myself, as well as some of our team, many industry experts that have either run companies or worked within these industries, everything from payment processing to equipment to franchising, operations, system, marketing, of course, and so much more. We're going to get into it. And this is really episode number 1. And with this episode being posted at the beginning of 2024, I want to make sure I give you guys some value that you can use for your business to get started right away. You know, this podcast, the reason we call it Business Bites is they're bite-sized podcasts. We don't want to take up your day with these 2-hour long podcasts. So what we're going to be doing is giving you bite-sized podcasts full of information that you can apply to your business today. And that's really the goal, is we want you to be able to come in, get the information, and then be able to implement it into your business right away and start seeing results. Sometimes these podcasts are more mental masturbation than they are application. And, information without application is just entertainment. And so we don't want to be entertaining you as much as I hope I'm entertaining to a certain extent, because nobody wants to watch boring content. We want to make sure that we give you the stuff you need to be able to apply right away in your business. So today I want to talk to you guys specifically about 2024 and some of the things that we are talking to our clients about, as well as just things that are good practices within the food industry. Having operated a multi-chain restaurant for over 8 years, I know what it's like to be coming through December. For my particular concept was, Decembers were rough for us. It was legitimately the winter, right? And so every time December was coming around in the beginning, I used to be like, man, winter's coming. And I would allow the emotion of operating our business during a slow season to distract me from looking at that December period as a time to be able to apply in our business. So many restaurant concepts are also slow into January. If you're a direct-to-consumer product and you just came off of a big Black Friday, sometimes January is also slow. So what are we going to do in this time, right? Rather than getting fearful, we need to get excited about a slow season, because the slow season is where we can fine-tune our operations, fine-tune our systems within our business. I love the word system. If you use it as an acronym, it stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. And so everything within your business is systems. Whether you have systems in your business or not that you know of, you always have systems. And so your systems are either going to lead you to success or ultimately lead you to failure. So this slow time is a perfect time to really focus on these 4 particular areas. The first one is going to be your operations. You want to be dialing in, how does your system work? How do your employees operate within the business? So much fat happens to be had in a business in our operational system. Often we just it's easier to just leave it the way it is than to get in there and retool it. Looking at how you can be more effective with your scalability of your consistency in your food product, right? Scalability of your customer service. Do you have the right people in the right roles? Sometimes we have somebody that we just like because they've been around for a while, but they're not performing at their particular or in the particular role they're in, and I don't like to think of my company or my employees as family. Look, family, at the end of the day, you could hate your family, but they're still going to be your uncle, which means they're still going to be around, right? I don't think that's a right philosophy to have within your organization. You need to be a team, because if you're not if you're not playing your role in the team, look, I love you still, but you're going to get cut. You got to get traded. You got to get moved away, right? A championship team, a team that goes out and performs at the highest level, has people that know their roles and are willing to play it. Whether you're the last guy on the bench or you're the all-star, you need to know your role and you need to accept that role and play it. But often within our companies, we treat it more like a family, and it's like, I hate this guy or I hate this gal. They're the worst employee, but you know what? Like, they've been with us for a while, so we're going to keep them around. But this is the time to really identify those weak links within your organization and either work with them to get them to where they need to be, or you need to exit them out of your organization. So dialing in your staffing, dialing in your operations, how can you improve your system? How can you create more clarity for your team to make sure they know their roles? Because the clearer they are, the more confident they are. Clarity leads to confidence. So it's really critical for you to get clear on your system. So I love taking a whiteboard. I'm a big drawer. So I love taking my whiteboard out and just going to work on mapping everything out from the customer purchase all the way through to the delivery of the item to the customer, whether it be to their to their table if you're a restaurant, whether it be delivery if you're, more of a ghost kitchen concept, or, your direct-to-consumer food product. You need to know from the first exposure of your business all the way through till they get to enjoy your product. You need to know what happens in that process. So take some time. I know this is the boring stuff, and this stuff doesn't seem like it moves the needle forward, but I promise you, if you're serious about growing from, if you're a restaurant or, a brick and mortar establishment, moving from one location to a multi-location, one of the things that I learned very quickly when we opened our second location was I didn't have good systems. So the scalability of our business was not there. And so when we opened the second one, I had to go back and retool our whole operational system. And that took me way longer because now I had two staffs that I had to train at two different locations versus if I had just established the systems at our first location, we would have been able to scale much quicker. And for those of you that are out there that are considering franchising your business, then this is even more critical. You cannot franchise your business if you don't have SOPs, standard operating procedures. You need to have SOPs within your business. So take some time, map it out, and identify everything that you do within your business and figure out where there's a drop off in there and be able to identify and fix it. The clearer you are, the more confident you are in being able to adjust and fix your systems. So the next one I want to talk about is your menu. I think this plays right into your systems. You got to look, if you have a ton of ingredients, a ton of raw products that's coming into your restaurant, and this could also be for your direct-to-consumer products, right? You have too many SKUs where you're not really good at anything. You're not known for making great food. You're just the Italian restaurant in the neighborhood, or you're just the guy that sells protein cookies or protein bars or, whatever your product is, snacks, candies, whatever it is, you're just the guy that sells that. You're not the person that has the best X or the best Y, right? And so when you can really identify what your winning products are and build your menu around those winning products, often we don't really evaluate our menu or our product category or product selection and go, which products actually do our customers want? If you actually sat down and thought with the customer in mind first, instead of being fearful. Once again, we're going to go back to emotional places that many business owners get. We get fearful to slim our menu down, but we have a 70, 80 item menu, which makes it extremely volatile in our kitchen because if we are buying extra products that potentially are going bad or are buying in a volume that we're not actually moving, then we're having food waste, which is ultimately driving up our food costs, minimizing our overall margins. So we need to make sure that we're identifying the menu that is going to have the best success. Are you going to maybe alienate one or two customers because you removed their favorite plate? Yes, you are going to do this. But the reality is if that person's the only person buying that product, don't live in this world of like, well, but maybe I can get a second, third, and fourth. No, you got to live in the world of actualities. You're running a real business. At the end of the day, you have employees, you have overhead, and you have personal financial responsibilities to your friend or to your family to make sure that you're making healthy margins on your business. So you have to identify what products are low selling items that you can eliminate or fix so that you can actually be able to sell these products at volume, right? So looking at how you can slim down your menu. Is there a way that you can eliminate how many items or how many SKUs are on your current menu offering so that you can really focus in on those primary sellers, those things that are really pushing the needle forward for your business, the things that are bringing customers to your business. And that's what you really need to identify. And I can tell you, most restaurant owners will tell you what they like, not what is the most popular thing in their restaurants. And that's because they simply aren't aware. They're not putting themselves in their customers' shoes. Sometimes they're making their own modified items and they go, oh, I actually like this, and I tweak it like this, this, and this. And it's like, okay, cool. That's what you like. But have you talked to your customers? Have you surveyed your customers to find out what it is that they actually want? Additionally, this is a great opportunity to reprice all your menu items, looking at, are we actually making the correct margins, right? And so you need to identify, don't go Google standard, industry practice, because often it's 33, 33, 33. 33% should go to food costs, 33% should go to overhead, and 33% should go to profits and your expenses. But the reality is your business may not operate in that way. So to have a standard, practice and using that 30-30-30 or 33-33-33 is not maybe the best practice for you. So you need to know your business. You need to know your expenses. You need to know your overhead. You need to know your numbers. And so if you don't understand your numbers, and this goes back to your systems, having a system in place to be able to track your numbers, whether it be QuickBooks, whether it be, another type of dashboard that you can have all of your overhead, your food costs, everything feeding into one P&L where you're able to evaluate how much are you actually spending on your food costs, your expenses, and your labor, and then regularly updating that. I mean, you should be evaluating this every single week, because if you're not, you got to think you may go 2, 3, 4 months. Some businesses go a whole year before they evaluate their expenses and they go, oh, wow, we didn't make that much money. Think about how much money you lost because you were not aware to what your numbers are, right? And so often businesses are losing money simply because of their menu offerings and not pricing their menus right. They want to be the large plate. They want to fill up your plate and serve it to you for cheap. But the reality is that combination may be the exact reason that you don't have money in your bank account to grow or fix things in your business or open more establishments. So a small adjustment in your pricing can lead to a huge increase in revenue. When you're thinking about if your business is doing $100,000 a year, or a month, in revenue, and you're able to adjust your pricing by 5%, that's an additional $5,000 a month that you're able to, just like that, be able to increase in your revenue. And when you think about it from your customer standpoint, for every $100 they spend, that's only an additional $5. It's a very minimal increase in cost to the customer, but ultimately can make a huge impact in your business. That's actually 60 grand a year. I would guarantee you that if you went to 100 restaurants in your local market and you surveyed the owners how much money they're making, I'll put the money down to guarantee or to bet you that they are not even making 60K. The average restaurant owner, I think, makes like $49,000 a year, or the average business owner. So making that small adjustment of 5% in your menu price can lead to a massive increase in revenue and giving you the ability to be able to pay your bills and live a life full of freedom. We don't want our business to enslave us, right? We got into entrepreneurship or running a business for the concept of freedom, to be able to have the freedom of being able to work when we want, to be able to live in a life of abundance, but we can't do that when we're not pricing our products correctly. Okay, so as we move on, I got some notes here. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything. So the final two I'm going to talk about is going to be technology and then ultimately marketing. We'll wrap up with that. As the Level Up Group, being a restaurant marketing agency, a food and beverage marketing agency, we want to make sure we hit on some good points on there. So technology, real quick, moving through this is a great time to identify your point of sale system. Is there a way that we can get better processing in here? Can we get better equipment to make our ordering process better? Can we get another display screen, or can we get a display screen in our kitchen so that our cooks can have better visibility of what's coming through? Is there a way that we can leverage technology to improve our systems and improve our efficiency within our business itself? So this is a great time to be looking at your online ordering. Do you have great photos? Do you have an updated menu? Is it easy to order? Is your pricing correct? Are you making sure that the experience that your customers are getting on your website or your app, is that the same type of experience as when they go into your business? On top of that, checking all your digital platforms. So your Instagram, your Facebook, TikTok, any social media platforms you have, Google, Yelp. These are important places to make sure your information is updated. If you have a new website, you got to make sure that's updated across all platforms. I can't tell you how many restaurants or how many businesses we deal with that will be, in the process of prospecting them, and we'll go to their website and it's the wrong website. The wrong hours are update. It's a wrong phone number, the wrong email address, and they are missing out on opportunities to make more revenue because they simply didn't take the time to audit their online presence to make sure that as they updated this technology, they were implementing it across all platforms. Technology should simplify your life, not increase the amount of things that you need to do. And one of the reasons that most people don't allow technology to simplify their life is because they're buying technology for one purpose. They're like, okay, cool, this is my new app. And it's like, okay, cool, that's awesome. But did you also make sure that your website is updated? Did you make sure that it's, you created graphics to promote your new app? Or do you just have this awesome app and it's just sitting there in the middle of, the online world, but nobody knows that you have it? Are you promoting it? Are you marketing it? Do you have your new website? Is it linked up to your online ordering? Do you have online ordering, right? These are all important things to consider. One of the small tweaks that we did in my business, GoFresh, our first year we did, I think it was about 1.5 million in revenue. And then 1 year later, one small tweak of just simply putting photos on our website for our menu increased our revenue by over $1 million. One simple act. We didn't open another location. We didn't invest more in marketing. We simply made our online experience better for our customers so that they could visually see all of our menu offerings. And so that one simple bit of adjustment on our technology allowed our business to grow significantly by just simply doing one little thing, right? And so often it's the little tweaks. It's not this massive overhaul of everything. It's making these small tweaks and thinking about how these things work together. And that's why going back to point number 1 on this podcast was identifying your actual process from start to finish and understanding what happens in there. Because if you get a new app or you get a new online ordering system or you get a new POS, you can identify within that flow, where does that play in and how can we use this tool to simplify the overall flow? So looking at how you can implement technology in your business, and there's so much technology out there. And we've got some exciting announcements coming from here at the Level Up Group, a new company that we're going to be rolling out to be able to help restaurant owners be able to leverage technology for their business and simplify their ordering experience. So finally, after we move past technology, now we're going to bring it all together. You've simplified your systems and most importantly, optimize your systems. You've really clarified your menu, and we've got the best selling items on there. You've got healthy margins on your menu items. We've got new technology in your business. Now let's bring it all together, right? We've got all these great systems. We can't just sit there and throw our hands up and go, we're going to wait for customers to come in. We're going to wait for word of mouth marketing to come in. Nope. 2024, you are going to see more restaurants and more food businesses lean into content creation and into social media marketing more than ever. Now, when I talk about social media marketing, I'm not simply just talking about posting content on social media. They're going to be leveraging influencer marketing. They're going to be leveraging paid advertising. They're going to be leveraging SMS and email marketing. They're going to be bringing all of this together. I think 2023, we really saw restaurants emerge in the content creation space, and we saw more restaurants invest into content creating than ever before. They're hiring more agencies like Level Up Group. They're hiring content creators within their own organization to help grow the business by making this investment. Now, it is not a cheap investment, but this is one of the best investments you can make to be able to get your business up and over the hump. Like if you're not engaging with your local customers, there are literally tens of thousands of people within 5 miles of your restaurant that have no idea you exist. And so if you aren't properly marketing to them, you are going to miss out on capturing that attention, capturing that revenue for your business. And if you have employees, if you have a family, then you are responsible as the business owner to ensure that you are doing whatever it takes to reach those customers. Because if you're not providing the opportunity for your family nor to your employees that you promised when starting this business. So if you're serious about growing your business, if you're committed to your employees and your family and achieving these goals, then you've got to be serious about marketing your business. And so video content is going to be more important than ever before. I'm telling you right now, with the advancement of online ordering and app ordering for restaurants, we're going to see more restaurants leveraging technology built out within their websites, such as email marketing, SMS marketing, which is text message marketing, as well as push notification marketing for those restaurants that have like 5-star, some sort of rewards program, or their app built out in their restaurant. So, if you're not leveraging technology, you're going to miss out on the opportunity of being able to capture people's emails, phone numbers, capturing their data to be able to remarket to them. So many restaurants think that when somebody comes in once, that's their customer forever. It's not. You've got to continuously remarket to them, especially with how competitive the restaurant market landscape is going to be over this next year, because the winners are going to be the ones that are going to be implementing this multi-pronged marketing approach, not just simply posting content on social media, but really creating a dynamic marketing strategy that's going to incorporate all the things I just talked about to be able to reach their customers regularly and make sure that they build a community. You have to be thinking about a brand. Your brand cannot just be that you have great food, but what is it that you're selling your customers? Is it the best Italian food in town? But what does that mean? And are you doing that through your content? Or are you doing that by just putting it in your bio saying the best Italian restaurant, in California? That's a bold statement, but are you backing it up through your marketing, through your content, through your messaging, through all of your marketing? And so if you're serious about growing your business, you have to invest in marketing. And I'm telling you right now, the average business should be investing roughly 10 to 13% of their monthly revenue, top line revenue, into marketing. So that means if you're doing $100,000 a month, you should be realistically investing $10,000 to $13,000 a month in marketing. Now, I know that may not be the situation for all of you, but just for basic math, even if we took it down to $5,000, you should be investing that $5,000, because if you can be able to put $5,000 in, but get $15,000 or $20,000 back in return on that marketing expense, it's worth it every single day of the week. But so many people are playing fearful and going cheap on their marketing and then getting cheap results. You get what you pay for. And so if you're not working with an experienced agency that specializes in restaurant marketing and you're just hiring that neighborhood content creator, you're gonna miss out, because it's no longer about just creating videos or photos for your restaurant. It's about selling an experience and building a community around your whole entire restaurant brand. So guys, I'm excited for 2024. I'm excited to be rolling this podcast out. We have an amazing guest, my very good friend, Paul Tran, coming on for episode 2. We split up his interview actually into 3 different sections. So you're gonna have 3 different episodes coming out with Paul. We're gonna get into so much around franchising and scaling your restaurant concept. Paul is the expert at taking single locations to becoming national chains and even international chains. I mean, he took some companies public, has built multiple international restaurant brands while in the franchise space. So I'm excited to have Paul on, sharing with you guys how to build a franchise business, how to think about franchising your business, and the pros and cons to both, whether it be staying independent and building your own independent restaurant chain or scaling a franchise chain. So I'm excited to get into episode 2. We're going to be back every single week with new episodes, tons of tips to help you grow your food and restaurant business. So I'm excited for you guys to join us on this journey. If you got anything out of this, or you know somebody that's going to get something out of this, make sure you share it with them. We're trying to connect with more food entrepreneurs to help them grow their businesses and create success for their business.